Everyone, Mark Abrams here, and I got on the line a man who this Saturday night will be making his return to the ring after about 4 or 5 year absence,
3.5.
3.5 year absence. Joe Fournier, who takes on Reggaetón star Reykon as part of the Triller Club pay-per-view Saturday night. Joe, how you doing today?
I'm great. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling fresh. Great camp. No injuries. 10 weeks of hard work. And I'm ready to show him what a real boxing fight is.
It's a good segue. Obviously, you're 8-0, 8 knockouts. You have much experience in the ring, and now you're fighting a guy who's a singer. I read some things about how this fight came about. Is what I read true that this happened a little bumping into each other in a nightclub in Miami? Is that what happened?
It was a restaurant, actually.
Restaurant.
Yeah, so I'd already signed to fight with Triller on the Fight Club, a different opponent, and then there was a pretty girl that was smiling at me. I went over to get her phone number. And then he took offense to that. It wasn't even his girlfriend. She wasn't even with him. I don't know why he took offense. I still don't know why. But it's landed him a fight with me, and I feel pretty confident that I'm gonna show him what's up, some fireworks. But the disappointing part is never got the girl's number.
Oh, Oh wow! Maybe because he's still. It's amazing. I've been in a million nightclubs over the years. I've seen all or restaurants and nightclubs. I've seen this happen a million times.
Yeah.
Usually the guys go outside, they fight, they may get arrested. You guys are actually getting paid for this.
Well, it was it was me and my lawyer, and he had 20 of his friends. So, I mean, I had no chance against 20 people, right? But at the end of the day, I sent him a DM and I said, look, where I'm from in England, we do this one-on-one. So let's get it on.
Did you know who this guy was?
No idea. No idea.
So you just thought he was just some guy just trying to be smart in a restaurant, huh?
Yeah, because I get that a lot as well. When people sort of do recognize me, and they all want to test themselves against a fighter, And I'm not that way inclined at all. I don't get into street fights. I'm not trying to be a tough guy. I'm not insecure about that. So again, if you watch the videos back, first time he pushes me, I turn around and I ask her, "Is that your boyfriend?" And she says no. So I just ignore him. I don't even react to being pushed. It's just the second time was a bit harder, and then obviously I realized I had a little problem on my hands.
Wonder if she'll be watching on Saturday night.
Oh, she's watching. Send me a
DM. So obviously, like you said, you were already coming back. You were signed to fight on Triller at some point, and this thing just fell into place, huh?
Yeah, they had swapped out the opponent, and look, for me, it doesn't really matter who my opponent is. I fight for myself. I fight for my mental health, staying sharp and healthy, and achieving memories that I can talk to my grandkids about. That's why I fight. I'm 38, as you know, so I have 1 to 5, 6 fights left in me. Depending on if I keep winning and the body holds up. So it's really quite irrelevant who I'm fighting. Whether it's Reykon, I've sparred 100 rounds. I've taken it really seriously. And it's quite ironic in this scenario because I've never been the favorite and I've never been the one that's kind of the bully of the matter. I'm always called the guy that's not good enough because of my background in business going to boxing. They're like, he's not really that good. He's terrible. Now I'm too good. So you can never please everyone. And it's just nice to just be fighting again. I still got to lace up my boots. I still got to put the gloves on and fight in front of the camera, which is not an easy feat. If people have done it before, they should know. And it's still a 185-pound man with a chip on his shoulder trying to punch me in the face. So it's a fight at the end of the day. More of a real street fight than a boxing fight, perhaps, but still got to put him away. And the plan is to continue to fight. So I got to put him away in style. Otherwise, no one's going to want to watch a boring 6-rounder to points with a reggaeton star. So I still got to perform.
Like you said, you're used to going through camps, training with trained professional fighters, being in the ring with professional fighters. You expect this guy just to just come out swinging, being almost like a crazy thing. I mean, I don't know how much technique or pure boxing ability that this guy could possibly bring to you on Saturday night.
Well, I don't know if he's like a southpaw or orthodox.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know what he's going to bring. So what I've been doing, Because I train for myself really and to be the best I can be. And I also had in the back of my mind, if I pull out a good performance, there's a fight in Miami on June the 5th with Triller. So I'd love to be on that. And obviously, with Triller, you never know who they're going to put you in the ring with. I might be fighting a Vander Holyfield or, some legend, or you're fighting a musician or whoever. So I just trained really hard for it. The only thing I did slightly differently that I don't normally do is I sparred some bare knuckle guys. Not bare knuckle with sparring gloves on, but that style. So guys that switch stance in the middle of throwing punches, they come at you square. More of a street fighting style. Guys, fought sparred some military guys, military boxing team, tough, durable guys, some MMA fighters, just to give me a variety, really, southpaws, orthodox, and then some really good straight up boxers, that are down at this Fifth Street gym training anyway. So I had a good camp, the first month was hard. It's been 3.5 years from getting, punched in the face 3 times a week, just waking up knowing it's sparring day when you're still bruised up from the last sparring day. It takes a few weeks to get back into it.
I know. I know. I'm sorry. I was going to say. I know you have a manager, but you're right around that Jake Paul weight. So does that excite you, maybe, or maybe if you put on a good performance and knock this guy out the way maybe he knocked out Nate Robinson? Is that something that would interest you? Yeah, I mean, he's around 190-ish. You said this is 185. That's something that may has that been talked about, maybe?
Yeah, it's been in all the newspapers. I've made it pretty clear that I won that fight. I think BJ had spoken to David Hay about it, saying that he wanted to fight me, and then when I reacted so positively towards the news, they changed their mind. So I've not let it go. He called me an old man, and as I've said before, I lost my virginity when he was -1. He wasn't even a sperm. So I think he needs to respect his elders, and I need to teach him a lesson.
Actually, calling you an old man, that's like the nicest thing he's called people by reading some of the stuff that he said. I just want to talk about you for a minute. Obviously, your story's out there. You're a very successful businessman. You own the health clubs. You train a lot of the grade A, type A celebrities. And, you had a nice 8-0 pro career. You got a good thing going outside the ring. Why now is the time to give this another run at it?
I felt like I was kind of losing my way, in health mentally. My mum was a bit ill last year, and she's recovered, thankfully. So, and I was just, just kind of going back to my old habits of 10 years ago where I was eating too much, drinking too much. And when I was in Dubai, actually, I was in the boxing gym there, down there. And a few of the MTK, global guys were there, and I met with some of the bosses, and they said, "Look, man, you can still fight, and regardless of your age, you're a good brand that we can really build up." They made me feel like I'm a world champion, although I'm not. And just that, they didn't care about what everyone said, because one thing people don't realize about the media, I've learned to shut out the most of it, but it is hurtful. You do a camp for 10 weeks. Then at the end, you're either terrible or you're great, right? Yeah. Or you're too good, or you bribed everyone, or you're a fraud. You don't have any money. They never make up their mind. 1 minute I'm rich, 1 minute I'm poor, 1 minute I'm too good, 1 minute I'm too bad. So in the end, you kind of think that, like, Jesus, is this really worth it? But with MTK, they just said to me, "Look, we don't care what anyone thinks. We have your back all the way to the top. So we want you fighting. We want you fighting regularly. We want you fighting in England, in America, in Dubai. We're everywhere they have their fights." And that kind of little motivation really meant a lot to me, and it really made me feel part of a big family. And that's what really spurred me on to go, you know what? I got a bit of unfinished business with the boxing world, and with Triller, it's kind of me, right? It's that hybrid of a pro fighter mixed with an entrepreneur, mixed with kind of like a small time entertainment person. So it's kind of fallen at the right time with the right brand. All the stars align. So you need a bit of luck in this world. And here I am fighting a reggaeton star, with Justin Bieber singing. I mean, who can say they've done that?
And Snoop Dogg broadcasting.
Right. Snoop Dogg's a hero of mine. He's played in a few of my nightclubs before. I love the guy personally. I think he's a great man. And it's just great to be a part of the show, and hopefully a few more.
Obviously, you've been around the game for a while, being that you 8-0, 8 knockouts. What do you think of the concept of kind of like putting it all in a mixing bowl with the entertainment, the UFC versus the YouTube guy, Steve Cunningham, former world champion, fighting a former UFC heavyweight champion, Frank Mir, a little bit for everybody. What do you think of the whole Triller, I guess, blueprint?
Well, first I want to say something is all those guys you just mentioned, Frank Mir, Steve Cunningham, Ben Askren, they couldn't have been nicer guys. I was at the press conference with them, all lovely guys. So it's very hard for me to choose, but I want them all to do well, which isn't possible, but they're good people. I think I think it's the way forward, to be honest with you. I think Mayweather and McGregor touched on it, where you just saw this huge call for people wanting people to cross over. Obviously, with MMA, it's a bit harder because the jiu-jitsu skill is so unique, and that ground and pound is so obsolete for us boxers that it would always have to be MMA people coming into the ring, which is a bit unfair on them. When that the head movement, only having to worry about punches when they have to worry about several other dimensions. But at the end of the day, it makes for an exciting fight because look, Steve Cunningham is a world champion boxer, but Frank Mir is 60 pounds heavier. And I'm sure he's a tough guy. I wouldn't want to have a bar brawl with Frank Mir. So it's hard to choose. Same thing with Jake and Ben. Like Jake's an up and coming prospect, fighting a guy on the end of his career in MMA who's not known for his striking. People ask me what's going to happen. I'm like, I really don't know. Obviously from my side, I like Ben, as a personality who was nicer to me. But obviously, if Jake wins, then I get to potentially fight Jake. So there's a bit of selfishness where I want Jake to win, but also I want Ben to win because it's a person who was very welcoming and he's more of a legend in the fight game than me. So to take so much time out at the press conference to be so friendly and kind, that was nice. So I appreciated that. So it's hard, and then you get Progress and Red Catch, which is a proper fight, and those guys are real deals. And I mean, I used to train with Josh Taylor back in England at David Hayes Gym, and I mean, Progress to even go that many rounds with Josh Taylor just shows how world class he is, because Josh Taylor ain't no joke, and you see him putting everyone away really easy, and then he's a wonderful guy as well. So I think the future is to answer your question. I think adding the entertainment musical on top of it, it really encapsulates so many aspects of what people want to see all in one pay-per-view, as opposed to just watching an authentic pound for pound two top champions, which can be a bit boring if you're not a boxing fan.
I assume that if they haven't started yet, you'll be getting a lot of them later in the week. A lot of text of encouragement from some of your celebrity clients.
Yeah. I've had a lot of people wish me thanks, and even just in the hotel where I'm staying at down here in Miami, they did my room yesterday, and they wrote "good luck" on a piece of paper from the housekeeping. So just those little messages are great. I got some beautiful messages today on people. This is one of the reasons I do it. Is I got some beautiful messages, people telling people I inspire them, telling people in the morning they see how hard I've worked to get back into it after my age, and that they've joined the gym, or their young kid wants a birthday a message from me for their 14th birthday. And just touching people in a positive way really means a lot to me, because I never really had that growing up. So it's nice to be a part of positive energy for others.
Last couple of questions with Joe Fournier. What fighters do you follow? You mentioned Josh Taylor. You said is a acquaintance, if not a friend of yours. Obviously,
Yeah,
you're
we train
probably
in the same gym. Josh, Cole Frampton, David Hay. Obviously, I don't know Tyson Fury. We're the same manager. I think he's an incredible guy. Went through the similar things that I did, where he gained weight and kind of fell off the wagon a little bit. Enjoys a beer as well, like I do, and just coming back into it. I really inspired me. His story, he was one of the catalysts to really get back fighting. So I appreciate that, although we've never actually met in person. And then, I'm a huge fan of Canelo Alvarez, who's obviously a legend. I believe he's one of the best ever in my lifetime. And people talked about me and him fighting. I said, look, I'll take the fight because what a memory. I fought the best ever, or one of the best ever. It's going to hurt. I have a 1%. I said I have a 1% chance of winning, but I had a 1% chance of getting here when I started as a dishwasher, So we'll take the chance. Let's take the chance. It's just going to be a bit more painful than washing dishes.
Well, I mean, if you don't get hurt in that fight, your bank account won't be hurt. So
Yeah.
that'd be interesting. Real quick last thing. Where do we find you on social media?
My Instagram is at Joe Fournier, JoeFournier, and I post all of my up and coming fights, a lot of my training stuff, my inspirational things. So it'd be great if you follow me, and hopefully I keep you entertained.
Well, we look forward to seeing you fight this Saturday night live on TrillerFightClub.com, Fight.tv, or your regular pay-per-view providers, wherever you usually get the pay-per-views. Joe Fournier, thank you for a few minutes of your time. We wish you best of luck, and hopefully we'll be seeing a lot of you over the next couple of years.
Fingers crossed. Thanks, guys. Appreciate
Thank
the
you.
support.